Hello, this is Charles Lewis, the author of The Diamond Mind, The Law of Attraction based on ancient scriptures and modern day practitioners. It's available on Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. First off, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Um, I just wanted to say, don't allow your relationship with your child's mother stop you from seeing your child. Do whatever you got to do to see your child, even if you have to go down to the courts and just fight. Fight for your child. A child needs their father in their life. And, forgive your father for not being a perfect man. A lot of fathers didn't have fathers, so they didn't have a correct example. That said, happy Father's Day. Hope you have a blessed day. I just want to talk to you real quick about religion versus relationship. So I went to Catholic schools for 12 years. I started in first grade, went to St. Jude from 1st through 8th, St. Francis for high school. That whole time, I went to a Baptist church on Sundays. So I know a lot about religion. And there's a lot of things that go on within a religious setting that are not biblically based. So let's just look at the Catholic Church. So when I would go to Catholic Mass, there's a lot of tradition and pageantry and a lot of extracurricular goofy stuff that goes on that's not biblically based. If you look in a Baptist setting, I mean, think about, Jesus specifically talked about how to pray, and you're not going to be heard for having many words, and it's not about the length of your prayer, but regardless of how he showed an example of how to pray, in the black community, for the most part, especially in the Baptist church, the prayer is a good prayer is considered the one that's the long and lengthy and charismatic and it says all the right things. You have a specific example of how to pray and we're not doing it. I think the worst part about religion and what I didn't understand, well, I understood it a little bit, but it was very dangerous, was the thought or the theory of original sin. So if that's not explained correctly, it can lead to condemnation because it's a premise that you somehow start off in life in a deficit and you have to do certain things in order to get out of the deficit. So how do you reconcile that with grace? You can't. You have grace. It's a gift from God. It's unmerited favor. You have it from the very beginning to the end. And it does nothing but lead you to condemn yourself in some type of way. Another thing that religion does that's counterproductive is the whole devil thing. So, yes, there are spirits and principalities that we fight against, but a lot of these people put more emphasis on the devil than they do God. And, the law of attraction and just common sense tells you that whatever you focus on the most, you invite more of that into your experience. So if you just focus on the assumption that there's somebody just trying to take me down all the time, and you that's what you're going to invite into your experience, and then people will start to use it as an excuse. Well, the devil been hard. No, a lot of that negative stuff that comes in your life, you bring it yourself. It's not a devil. So relationship. So after I graduated from high school and went to college, and over several jail stints, I learned relationship. And the way that I learned relationship was by picking up the Bible for myself. You can't trust somebody else because relationship is a unique experience with God. It's unique to you and Him. And you have to establish that. So look at the main things so in a relationship, the most two important things are communication and trust. So you need to be open enough and know that God loves you enough to be able to go and talk to Him about anything. It's just like with your relationship with your wife or significant other. I mean, you guys, in order to have a fruitful relationship, you have to communicate. You can't just hold stuff in, and just you have to be an open book. Another more important thing about relationship is trust. Okay, so the communication, the honest communication, over time will develop trust. So from a biblical standpoint, let's look at David. That's probably one of my favorite characters in the Bible. He had to trust that God was going to give him the victory over Goliath. He had to trust Him for the strength and the courage. He also had to trust that God would take care of Saul for him. He had already been anointed king by Samuel. And even when he had an opportunity to to kill Saul, he didn't do it because he trusted God when He said, "Vengeance is mine." Let's see. You have to trust God when you get into trouble, that God will deliver you. You have to trust God with your finances. You know, if you pay all your bills, you only have $10 left, you have to trust if I give God two of them, He's not going to let me go without. And even more than that, you have to trust God even if you didn't pay a bill and you tithe. And hey, or somebody else needs it for something. You have to trust that God is going to bring that back to you to be able to take care of you. So there's a lot of stuff involved with developing a relationship with God, but trust and communication are two of the main keys. Anyhow, have a blessed day, and again, happy Father's Day.